now I want to show you one more thing, and that is related to doing review on monitor out. I show a bit of this at SIGGRAPH, but I thought that unfortunately due to the recording and being on the stage, it was a little bit difficult to see, and I really wanted to show this again. So here you can see we introduce a new way of doing monitor out with the A and B mode, which means we can do better comparisons. So I have put my monitor out tab here, and I'm using the floating window in this case because I'm just using my laptop for this presentation. So I have connected to a second monitor, and I have my floating window here on my second monitor. Now clearly I can now review what I'm looking at. I'm just press play and see that running or anything. But what I really want to do, and it was something that was very difficult to do before, was use not the active viewer, but I want to actually be using the A and B mode. What this means is I can send my active viewer to my monitor out. It means that I can zoom in or zoom out on my image, and as you can see, it moves on the monitor out correctly, so I can do review sessions with my artists, either using Hero or Nuke Studio at the desk, or at a review session with a director using Nuke Studio, and I can start comparing things correctly. So not only I can zoom in and out clearly as always as I'm doing, but I don't have problems with the space between my image and the different ratio on my monitor out. Now, one thing that I really like about this is the ability to set up multiple things on my different buffers. For those of you that don't know, you can set up your A and B buffers by using your 1 and 2 in your keyboard. So I have pressed, I'm clicking on the empty space here, I'm pressing 1, and that's loading my main track in, so all of my tracks and below from the top into my buffer A. And now I'm gonna select, let's select just the item below for now, and press 2. And that's gonna load that in this second clip. Now, this is already showing me the comp of what that work was, and as you can see, I can see the wipe working as well on my monitor out, and I can compare the two, so you can see the difference between the final look of the show and just the comp that was done on the basic comp. So or I can use my wipe, I can actually put this on side by side if I wanted to, so I can compare the two things, which is quite nice. Now, in the case of doing some more review and setting up your A and B buffers, one thing that I really like is actually selecting multiple things. So for example, I have here my actual green screen. So if I press 2 here, now I'm gonna load that green screen. If I deselect the key, now you can see now that the car was actually keyed and the hand as well. So we can see this correctly. See how that was done. So I'm gonna reactivate that key and see how that was on the timeline. But the nice thing is I can actually select that and select my background, and I can press 2, and now that loaded just those two elements, and it's mixing those two elements in the viewer. Obviously that's based on my blending modes here, on how that's blending, and now I can compare where we started and where we're going. And again, I can use any of the modes, either horizontal, vertical this time, and you can see on the monitor out is also outputting that correctly.